Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Wiko, and today we'll be discussing on myelin sheaths. And before we discuss on myelin sheaths, we'll have to recall on what we learned before. Do you still remember? Now, you just have to think of what you can remember from what we discussed last. Now, let's see. Do you remember? Do you still remember that tight junctions are adhesives? Do you still remember the occludins and the cloudins? Do you remember that tight junctions are spaces in between cells that regulate what comes in and leaves the cellular membrane? Now, do we still remember all this? And do we still remember that tight junctions also allow solutes in the membrane? Well, these are things we should all recall before we start on the next one. So, we're now going to myelin sheaths, and this is what we'll be discussing today. Now, what are myelin sheaths? Well, myelin sheaths are made up of squamous cells and they are wrapped around or spiraled many times around the central axon. And of course, we know the central axon, and but what does the myelin sheath composed of? So the composition of the myelin sheaths are made up of the sphingomyelin, cholesterol, and cerebrosides, and these are all fatty acid. Thus, fatty acid are composition of myelin sheaths. Now, the myelin sheaths, we can see the nerve cell over there, and the nerve cell which contain the axon, the dendrites, and the cell body, which is the soma. Where we can see the myelin sheath over there enclosing the axon. It is this enclosing that helps the impulse to be conducted faster. And we can also see that on wave-like movements that is a stimulation in the tissues. And with this, conduction is faster with the help of the myelin sheath, which acts as an insulation to the axon. And also, what are the medical functions of the myelin sheath? As I've seen earlier, the myelin sheath's sole responsibility is to protect the axons, yeah, just like an insulator protects a wire. Now, let's see also another function of the myelin sheath. And we could see that when there's stimulation in tissues, there is a threshold value which gives action potential. In fact, there is a rapid influx of sodium and calcium ions which leads to depolarization, as you can see in that chart also. Well, and we can also know that ions can flow easily when there is little or no barriers or insulation, and this is the aid that myelin sheath offer in action potentials. And we should also take note that the propagation of nerve impulse is wave-like, and because in the node of Ranvier, these projections are thin, and it is the main reason why the propagation of nerve fibers are wave-like. In fact, it is also the reason why the speed of propagation is also increased in action potentials. Well, also we also have to look at multiple sclerosis and how it is connected to myelin sheath. Multiple sclerosis is a clinical defect observed when the immune system begins to attack the central nervous system with a myelin sheath inclusive. And when this happens, there are some effects which includes the demyelination. And you know what it is? It means that myelin sheaths are lost in discrete areas where there's a nerve impulse. And also, velocity of that nerve impulse reduces drastically. The reduction in this nerve impulse or the drastic reduction of nerve impulse will also lead to motor and sensory nerve deficit. And this nerve impulse deficit can also lead to other issues, which includes muscular damage, and it's not only muscular damage. Also, we also have the paralysis, which involves muscular inactivations. And when this happens, also sending and receiving of impulses will take longer time since there is already demyelination, and myelins help to conduct impulse faster. And also, when all this occurs, also it also means that multiple sclerosis has good effects. So how do you see all this in the wake of myelin sheath? What specialized structures give shape and support to the cell? What are microtubules and microfilaments? I know you like to know this also, right? Well, this will be discussed up next, cytoskeletons. And I hope you enjoy this. Keep subscribing. Thank you.